Right now, shipping from China anywhere in the world, whether that's Australia, the USA, the UK, no matter where it is absolute insanity. Costs are through the roof. Waiting times are insane. So, what do you do instead? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. And more importantly, where you can go source if you don't want to wait and you don't want to pay that extra money. Now, before we get into the video, if you like this kind of content, if you are building your own e-commerce business and you want to find out more about how to do that at a very, very high level, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you like this video, give it a like. It really, really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, with that being said, let's get into it. Let's talk about China, and let's talk about COVID, and let's talk about this insanity of the shipping costs right now. Shipping costs have gone through the roof. The last, I'm going to say, 2 weeks, they have. It feels like they've doubled. So the cost to get a product from China in bulk, of course, into Australia, the USA, the UK, EU, wherever it is you sell, has gone insane. It feels like it's doubled in the last 2 weeks, and it felt like it had doubled in that previous 2 months as well. All thanks to COVID, all thanks to some holidays in China as well. So this is the current state of play, and this is a nutty situation. So I just went to Freightos, which is one of my favorite websites to go and get ideas of things. 10 boxes, 15 kilos a box, so pretty standard size. And then I did standard sized boxes for the dimensions. Here's what's coming in at. $613 is the very, very cheapest one on Freightos to get it sent over. And that's shipping. That's shipping. It is expensive at the minute. Like, I typically don't ship individual cartons or pallets. I typically ship full container loads or part container loads. I recently got quoted $18,000 US dollars from China into LAX, so into California, which is just insane. I mean, that's normally a $8,000 thing. So you can imagine the difference that makes to your profitability of your products when we're paying so much for shipping. It is nuts at the minute. Myself and the people who are going through my advanced product sourcing course, we were speaking a lot about this on Saturday, which was a really interesting discussion to go through. But so what I thought was I'd kind of bring a little bit of that conversation to the table so that if you aren't in my product sourcing mastery program, at least you can still get some of this cool shit that we talked about. So let me explain what's going on. So that's the prices, which suck. Here's what's going on. So Guangzhou, they're closing ports. So China is in the grip of a COVID re-epidemic. So it's all kind of resurfacing again. The Indian version, variant, whatever you want to call it, is surfacing in China. And so what they're doing is they're closing things. So that's Guangzhou. That's craziness. Here's another one for Guangzhou. They're getting 26 COVID patients in 10 days. Sounds like bloody Melbourne. But that's enough for that to cause some serious shit. All right. So here's, if you don't actually go to this, you should get yourself onto this. It's called theloadstar.com. Go and get their free newsletter. It's a really good thing to sign up to keep your hand in with what's happening with supply chain logistics and shit like that. Okay. So the Lodestar, go sign up. It's all free. Anyway, here's what's going on in Yantian, which is another big port which they have shut, Shenzhen Gateway. Let me show you that. So here's the Shenzhen Gateway ports. You don't know if you've seen these before, but you can get to marinetraffic.com and you can track. Normally you would use it to track your own stock. There's a couple of advanced ways you can use it, but most people just use it to track their stock, where it is, so they can see, oh, well, my stock is 2 days away from port. I better get my shit together and go and do it. But you can see, all this is traffic. All this is traffic waiting. Holy shit. It's insane. Here's a video I got sent from one of my guys. They're all ships. Hopefully you can see that. They're all ships waiting to unload and then reload at port. Okay? It's nutty at the minute. It's absolutely insane at the minute. So, what does all that mean for you and for me as Amazon e-commerce entrepreneurs? What does all that mean for us? I will share those links with you in a second. So what I reckon that means is, let me turn my webcam back on. So what I reckon that means is it's opportunity disguised as pain in the arse. And I think this is a awesome opportunity to diversify out of China. So let's think about what's going on at a kind of like a macro level. So at the macro level, Chinese ports are overwhelmed. Chinese ports are being shut down due to COVID. Shipping times are elongated, which means you need to buy more stock because the amount of time it takes to get your shit from one place to the other is so long, which means as a result of that, you've got to tie up more of your money in stock to do that, okay? So, what I've been looking at instead is sourcing in other countries. So, as an example, to source in, to sell into Australia, we're looking at other countries within the Asia Pacific, places like Vietnam and Taiwan, although that's getting crazy in terms of COVID as well. They've just had a big outbreak. Shit's hitting the fan there. But when that's not happening, that's another kind of plan B country. Okay, but Vietnam is doing very, very well. Philippines, my team in the Philippines, we've been working very closely with those guys, finding suppliers over there, and so on and so on. Okay, so that's where I'm sourcing for my Australia business. For what's happening in the USA, well, you've got two really interesting options. The first one of those is the Americas, specifically Mexico, and that's what I'm going to focus on tonight for you, okay? The other one, of course, is Canada. Although Canada's manufacturing, they only manufacture certain things, but certainly in terms of a plan B, it makes a lot of sense for some things. Now, here's just a little bit of background for that. So you probably are thinking to yourself, but holy shit, if I'm going to go source either domestically within that target country or from a country that's kind of close, then surely that means the cost per unit is going to go up. Yes, that's what it means. However, I want you to think about that and think about it in terms of the amount of time it takes you to get a product from A to B, if you're buying from China, which is per unit cheaper, the amount of cost to get that product from A to B, because shipping costs out of China are insane at the minute, and the amount of money that you'll have to tie up, the amount of stock that you'll have to tie up if you utilize one of those particular countries, specifically China. It ain't good. It ain't good. And I think now there are significant advantages to be had by getting yourself out of China and into somewhere like Mexico. So that's what I want to focus on tonight for you. Let's talk about going sourcing from Mexico. So where do you go look for places in Mexico to source from? The places I have found that are the best, let's see if I've got anything up here. I can just kind of show you how I get to this kind of stuff. So if I go to SimilarWeb, this is how I do my kind of like, where the hell should I go find shit to buy from, okay? I go to SimilarWeb and I use SimilarWeb to go and find websites that are say in the same category as another one, okay? So if I, for instance, I'm thinking about selling in Mexico, then I might come to Amazon com.mx. I might go look at Amazon in Mexico, which is, by the way, a horrendous website. It's terrible in terms of the amount of traffic it gets. Nowhere near as good as other places, okay? There's much better places to sell globally than going to Mexico first, okay? But you can also learn from this where else are competing websites. So Mercado Libre, for instance, is their, I think it's number 2 website. So you can learn that sort of thing, okay? So when it comes to due diligence, that's where I start doing it, all right? Little side note, let's continue on. ThomasNet is one place which has got a lot of factories in Mexico where you can go source. ThomasNet, lots and lots of places you can go source, and it operates a lot like Alibaba or any of those kind of sourcing websites. You just put in what you're looking for, you make sure you've got supplier there, and then you go look for it. Okay, so that's one place I look for, thomasnet.com. The other place I use a lot for Mexico, and I've now started using a lot more, is globalsources.com. Globalsources.com, great website. Typically, it's a lot more, how can I say this, legitimate factories that are on global sources. And the reason for that is it just doesn't attract a great deal of smaller factories. It tends to attract mid-tier to large factories, okay? I don't know why that is. I've got no idea. But anyway, that's what it does. When you come here to globalsources.com, you should join up and you should definitely go register an account, and then you should go get all of their, have they still got it in here? You should go subscribe to their things here. You should definitely go do that, okay? Because they will send you a weekly email with some really interesting ideas on it. Make sure you do that. Anyway, so global sources, super cool, okay? If you are also selling in America, this is my last little one for this, if you're sourcing in America, selling in America, then a great directory to go look at is the IQS directory. So this is all about companies in America that will do OEM manufacturing for you, which is like private label manufacturing. Basically, that's what that means, okay? So you should also go and check that out as well. That's a really good, another plan B for you. Mexico and then IQS and Canada, all really good plan Bs, okay? That's what I have been doing. I have personally found it extremely good as a way of diversifying, and that's what we're doing now. I feel like for the next 18 months, sourcing from China is going to be difficult, and so I feel like it's a great idea to go source from everywhere else. Domestically, where possible, but there's lots of other countries where you can source from, okay? That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session where myself and the members of the Aussie online entrepreneurs, we all get online and they ask me questions and I answer them for them, and I do that all live, and then I take that and post it onto my YouTube channel. So if you've enjoyed that video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos every single day. And if you want to find out more about joining the Aussie online entrepreneurs, over 2,000 members and growing, we're the fastest growing e-commerce community here in Australia, and our members have made sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. See you next time. Bye.